what's up YouTube? Back here, another little vlog. A lot of change of plans since last time. Actually, here, just let me show you real quick. There's a big controversy on 243s on 4.8s. You know, the Gen 4s, which that's what this is, it's LY2. Their stock compression ratio is like 9:1. You know, these heads, they were just resurfaced, wasn't really milled. I don't know how much, but not enough. So, and I did a 2cc Dawn Force piston, which I'll show you in just a minute when I get it out. But either way, I'm gonna take these over to TKM, these guys here. I'm gonna take it over and let them mill 20, 30 thousandths off, so we maybe up the compression, you know, 5 to 7/10. Just while it's apart, you know, we're waiting on turbo right now. That's kind of what we're doing now. And just a cool little short video. We're not really doing anything with this truck right now. Right now we're concerned with getting this one back together. Something to improve it while we got it apart, and why not? Because I can have it back together probably before the other parts show up. So got one head off. I keep forgetting about the dang bolts for the brackets. I was trying to pull the head and had the alternator bracket still on, so you know, it wasn't moving. Got it off, got this side out. Head gasket was fine, you know, no leaks or nothing. Gonna pull these lifters out, check them, and then I got the top bolts out of that one. You gotta pull the other 8, and then I'll pull that head off. So this just kind of gives me some assurance, because back after we got it tuned the last time, before the transmission broke, when it got hot, you could hear just a little taint, like a tap in the top end, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I pulled the rocker assembly apart, checked it, and, you know, I checked the rocker bearings because I put trunnions in it. Checked push rods, checked preload, and they were all fine. So it kind of comes down to lifters. So we're going to check that. All right, so we got the both heads off. Both head gaskets look fine. We run LS9 gaskets. You know, they're over bore. That bore on this motor is technically a 3810 because it's bored 30 over, but you know, we run the LS9s, and it was on 20 pounds, and there's no signs of any hot spots, any detonation, anything like that at all. Pistons look fine. Cylinder walls look perfect. Still got cross hatching, so this build's only got like 200 miles on it. And really, at 20 pounds, it should have made more than, it made like 696. And my guess, I'm hoping that it's just because the compression's a little lower or something else. I ran into a lot of boost leak problems. Actually, the first time I went to the dyno, it was like 20 pounds, only made like 620. So I come back home, put a boost leak tester, had 5 boost leaks. So I fixed those, but still had a boost leak because my old trams had a vacuum modulator on the trams. And you know, technically that's a boost leak. I had to put a check valve, and it's vacuum fed. So I had a boost leak there too. So I mean, I'm sure that robbed a couple horsepower. But you're gonna pull the lifters real quick. That was my main concern. That's what I'm really here to check. You know, I'm gonna do the mill the heads, but I really wanted to see the lifters because I don't remember if I put new trays in it or if I put the old trays in it. I built the motor a year prior to putting the motor in the truck, so really I don't remember. Accidentally, so like I said before, I couldn't remember. I ended up using my old lifter trays. New lifter trays, the lifters should actually stick in them, and actually the trays will hold the lifters in spot. You know, that's to keep them from twisting. But I do believe my lifters have been twisting. You know, my trays were completely loose. Didn't even try to pull one out. Here, let me show you real quick what it looks like. And you know, my lifters have wear on the sides, so I think they've been turned. Here's the lifters out. You know, all the rollers are fine, but I had a couple here on the driver's side. And you can see, you see here, where they have been, you know, twisting and riding in the wall. You can see the wear pattern. You see it right there, where it's really shiny. There's a couple of them there on the driver's side. The passenger side, not so much, but the driver's side, see it doing it again. It also does it up top. You can see right there where it's shiny and then dull. That's actually where it's been moving in the hole for the lifter. And you can see that. I'm gonna say that's probably some of the noise I've been hearing. Yeah, I'm gonna oil them back up and make sure they're clean, no metal, and put new trays. And you know, like I said, the rollers and bearings are fine. That on the way while I'm waiting on the machine work. We're gonna mill the heads. You know, passenger side piston looks good too. Cylinder walls look fine. And as far as the motor's still healthy, I'd say yeah. You know, of course it is. I should have put new lifter trays in it. Yeah, that's a given. So, you know, you live and you learn, and it's 2.5 hours, probably 2 hours by myself to pull the heads. The hardest part is just getting everything out of the way. You know, being by yourself, it's not as easy. But you know, everybody's got lives and everybody's got jobs, and we're just out here just trying to be somebody. So anyway, you know, the lifters, they sit in those holes right there, and actually got this covered, but you can actually see cam lobes and see everything's fine. I've already looked at them all. That's where the lifters are rotating in. Just keep this in your mind when you're building your LS or you pull the heads off. New lifter trays every time. If you ever watch Richard Holdner, he'll tell you, new lifter trays. That's what made me second guess myself, and that's why it's apart. So, all right, so now everything's off. We got the lifters out. The lifters were turning. I do believe that I mentioned that, but the guys are over at TKM asked me to disassemble my own head, so that's what we're doing now. We're disassembling the heads. I just used a cheap, like $30. Man, I tell you what, you can't beat this thing. $35 or something. It was like $35, and man, it works great. Real quick, just use an old electric ratchet for when I'm compressing the springs, and either way. These are stock valves, and then like I said, TSP one-piece seals, and then it's TSP polished dual 660s and titanium retainers. So here's how I laid everything out, just for my sake, really. Doesn't really matter. The valve, like I said, this thing ain't been together 200 miles maybe. And the only thing I noticed, maybe y'all have an idea, is, you know, I'm using the Texas Speed, their seat and seal retainer, but I'm noticing like a lot of nasty junk here up under the seats. I don't really even know. I mean, I guess it could just be buildup where it's getting trapped, but I mean, dude, I run 1040. But either way, I laid everything out like this. So I just wrote, like, you know, driver first four, passenger last four, and then that's the start of the passenger side. But just kind of laid everything out in order. That way, if for some reason I have an issue with a cylinder, I know which cylinder it is, you know, after I inspect it more versus sitting here and throwing it all in a pile. You know, I've got everything laid out. The plugs, they all read different. I definitely got something going on. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Other than that, I mean, as far as mechanically, I think everything's okay. I think I have a tune or a timing problem. Maybe something's not right there. I'm gonna check that. We're gonna send these out, get them milled off, and kind of up the compression. Put some new lifter trays, put new head gaskets. The lifters, they all seem okay. We've cleaned up a little bit. You know, I'll finish cleaning up later when I get the heads back, but you know, everything looked good. So I'm gonna get some like oil or some PB and put it on a rag and wipe everything down so it don't rust, and hopefully in about 2 weeks get everything back going. But guys, if you could, you know, give us some comments, give us an idea what y'all would like to see given away. You know, just give us some ideas. We're trying here. We're just trying to give some incentive, you know, for saying, hey, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, stuff like that. But you know, we appreciate y'all tagging along and watching the videos, and we'll get some content of us doing some hits and testing here soon. You know, it's just, you got to get past this hurdle, and it seems like you do a whole lot more working than you do driving. So we appreciate you guys. You know, make sure you like, subscribe, and if you're interested in watching, hit the bell notification, and I'll let you know when we post up a new video. And we're trying to be pretty regular. I'm trying to do 1 or 2 a week. You know, I'm out of town all week, pretty much 4 days, 5 days a week. So on the weekends is the only time I can do my videos. And again, thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in. I'm hoping maybe a couple more days have another video up. Maybe gonna do some unboxing of some parts, stuff like that. So thanks for watching.